Hi Gemini, welcome to your 2018 overview reading. This is good for you if you're Sun, Moon, or Rising Gemini. And I hope you guys enjoy the spread that I'm doing. I've had fun doing the reading so far, and it covers a pretty broad spectrum of topics, so I hope you guys like it. And then also stay tuned until the end. I'm offering a new service. So if you're interested in working with me at all, I have more options coming up. So I will talk about that at the end and give you all the details. And then if you're interested in a love and romance reading, like a love forecast for 2018, go ahead and sign up for my newsletter, because those are going to be coming out only for those who sign up for my newsletter. And the link's in the description, but I'll talk about all that at the end. I know some of you hate it that I talk when I shuffle, but I really don't care. So anyway, if you wonder how I feel about it, if you're wondering what my opinion is, I don't care. So here we have the Paulina Cassidy for 2018. It's serenity. The spirit of serenity brings a calmness to the connectivity of all of us. Okay, so we'll see what else. We might end up coming back to this message of calm, peace, serenity, but we'll see. We shall see as the spread unfolds. And I have an affirmation card for you. And as usual, if you want to know what decks I'm using, they're in the description box. My happiness is a direct reflection of my level of faith in the universe. Frickin' men. Ain't that the truth? Like, you can either think that the universe is good or the universe is evil, but that's kind of what the defining factor is. Okay, and I am going to be doing a timeline, just touching on each quarter of the year. So these periods are going to last about 3 months, but it's pretty fluid since time is not, it's just not set in stone. There's a lot of moving parts. So, okay, for Gemini, wrapping up the year. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. This is you in 2018. The Hermit, Pisces got this too. So with the Hermit coming up in the center, now this is why I wanted to hold off on the Serenity card, because I was like, ooh, it looks like introspection is already coming up. And this confirms it, that it is going to be a year of internal growth and a recalibration of the direction that you're going in. So with the Hermit, it's really about turning inward, looking in the mirror, working out the bugs, doing all of that stuff is going to be vital for 2018. Now your health, we have the Tower. Now keep in mind, this isn't the Tower like talking about, oh, you're going to have a bunch of health issues, because I know some readers would say that, but that's not what this is. I want to make it clear that with the Tower sitting in this position, what it means is that you are going to have to keep your health on point, and if you're not taking care of your physical body, your body will tell you immediately. So if you're drinking too much, you're going to get the hangover from hell. If you're, not exercising, you're going to have super low energy. You're not going to have very much stamina. Like, your body is just going to let you know immediately, get your shit together. So it's just about kind of the effects of you not taking care of your body are going to be more potent than if you're on your A game. So I like seeing the Tower there, because it means that you're going to get immediate feedback on what you need to be doing to take care of yourself and your body. So please keep that in mind as you move through the year, that if you're not listening to your body, then it's going to make things more challenging. So pay attention. It's telling you things, and it's actually going to be a huge motivator for you to take care of yourself. That way you stop receiving that feedback. If you work with your body will work for you. So just take that throughout the year, that, take care of yourself, as you should every year, but you're just going to get that extra reminder if you're not. Okay, what are you creating in 2018? The Magician. So this is anything that you want to manifest is up for grabs. Whatever that looks like. Is it money? Is it partnership? Especially with the Hermit, you have all major arcana cards already. So 2018 is going to be a huge year for you. And with the Magician, for the creation, this seems like the natural position that the Magician would be in to begin with. So it's going to be really easy and effortless for you to manifest. Now, the kind of the double-edged sword there is that if you go into 2018 doom and gloom, everything is bad, nothing's going to work out, that is exactly what you're going to get. I promise. The universe will deliver. And that's why this message is coming up really strong. Your happiness is a direct reflection of the level of faith you have in the universe. Okay, and the Magician is telling you that. Now, I'm seeing this in a positive light. Like, whatever you want, you can make happen. But please keep in mind that because your manifestation abilities and the ease in which you're able to manifest is heightened in 2018, you want to be really intentional. It doesn't mean you can't have a bad day or be in a crappy mood or kind of, get angry and say something negative. We're all going to do that from time to time, but it's about the level of consistency and what you're affirming and asking for. Okay, so just be intentional. What is the lesson of 2018 for Gemini? Mother of Cups. Now I'm going to clarify that because there's something else going on here. Seven of Cups. Okay, so this is about how you make decisions and what part of yourself you're listening to. Are you listening to your intuition? Are you listening to your emotions? Are you listening to your physical body? Are you listening to your brain? What is, which direction is your compass pointed? And it's all about integration of your mind and your emotions. So the emotional piece is what you're going to be learning about this year. And that's why, with introspection in the center, it is bound to be a more emotional and sensitive year for you in a good way. This is healing. Recognizing your own power and harnessing that is healing. But it's also about being able to step into the emotional piece without self-judgment. And so there's going to be a lot of opportunities for you to handle situations differently, in many different ways. And it's up to you to decide how you want to move forward with it. Okay, what needs balance? Ten of Swords. So it just looks like there is either you need to grieve. That's what this is coming across, is you've probably been putting this in the closet for a while, and now you're going to need to let it out. You're going to need to feel the full extent of the grief that you've endured. And then just, after that point, once you let it out of the closet, you can deal with it and move forward. Pisces had a similar reading where it was very healing centric. And it was, introspective and having a lot of these really intense things come up in 2018. So that's what it looks like. And when it looks similar to the Pisces reading. So when you have these feelings come up, or this pain kind of come to the surface of your skin, keep in mind, like when you're crying, it's exhausting. And it's the same principle here. The more emotional the year, the more tiring, the more your need for rest is increased. So please, please, please keep that in mind as you go through 2018 as well. You know, you're going to be super on point with manifestation, and you're also going to be more tired than usual. Or many of you will be, from what I'm reading. Okay, what is your spiritual lesson for 2018? About rest, right? So traditionally, the Four of Cups is all about an offer that isn't being received. Not in this deck. This looks like rest, taking time to calm down, be still. You know, rats, if you think about the way they move, it's like they're scurrying. So it's like the contrast of the high energy, and then you can just see this card, it's like black and white. The colors are kind of reflecting on not stagnation, but stillness. And so, and the rat doesn't look like it's moving either. So it's just about being able to have compassion for yourself and taking the rest that you need. I already know this is Six of Coins because there's a misprint. But this is what you need to allow yourself to do, and that is establish clear boundaries and reciprocation within your relationships. So this is when you are going to get a lot of benefit out of evaluating your relationships, and what are you getting out of them? Are you giving too much? Are you taking too much? Are you, surrounded by energetic vampires? What is going on socially for you? What is going on in your relationships? And so it's kind of like, rather than just keeping people around for the sake of keeping people around, make sure that you are giving yourself permission to take a hard look at the relationships that aren't working for you. If you have a bunch of negative Nancys, cut them off. Like, just, it's one of those things that it's like this is coming through as really strong. Like, you're going to have to make these big decisions, even if they're uncomfortable, because this is creating a drain. And that might be why it's an introspective year, because you need to turn inward and really do some soul searching, figure out how your relationships are working for you, because that's what relationships should do, right? In the ideal situation, they're going to be benefiting you. So just make sure that you are paying attention and that you are really, really evaluating what you need to. This is a card representing your love life for 2018. We have Seven of Wands. So this looks like you're really, either you're finding someone who's really standing out, or this is you. You're really standing out. Maybe you have lots of suitors, or the opposite, which would be all of the suitors who are, or the potential partners who just aren't a good match are going to fall away. So if you're in the dating scene, then it's kind of like you're going to find the person who, or the type of person that really is a good fit for you. Okay, what is transforming for you in 2018? We have the World. So I'm going to clarify this one as well. King of Cups. And again, this is an emotional transformation. So with the World, it's kind of saying every area of your life is going to be affected by the changes that you're making and how you cope emotionally, how you integrate emotions into your decision making, into your plans, into your relationships. It's now I'm getting the other message that if you have a lot of water in your chart, if you have a lot of Cancerian, Pisces, Scorpio energy, then it's going to be turning down the dial on the level of emotion that is making the decisions for you, or how much of that you're using to make your decisions. And so it's about bringing them into balance. It's about making all the parts work for you. This is standard stuff. I've had quite a few signs where it's really about balancing the emotions. So it looks like this message in particular is going to spread throughout everything, and that's coming from the world. The world is saying there's lots of cycles that are going on in your life. There's a lot of things and relationships that you have going on that are kind of out of whack, and now you're bringing those cycles to a close. Like it's fully wrapping everything up, and it looks like the integration of your emotions is the final piece before you get to move forward. And the outcome for 2018 for Gemini, okay, 2 of Wands. So it looks like you do achieve that integration. It's like you finally come together. Sometimes this rings as a decision-making card, but for you, it looks like this is about kind of reconnecting with yourself. So it's like you have to go on this journey, right? And of reevaluation, integration, and introspection so that you can finally come back together. And it's interesting too, because if you look, these are pretty much black and white cards through and through. And here we have the only color card. So it's like you wake up. By the end of 2018, you're fully lucid and awake. So this is really nice to see as the outcome for you. I would just, give yourself some time and space to go through all these processes. Okay, now I am going to start in on the timeline. So I have the Abundance Angels cards. So we'll pull one of those for each. So for the first quarter, you have take a divinely guided chance. So your abundance flow, the amount of money that you're able to call in, is also about taking action. So it's not just about sitting around and visualizing. If you've done any like manifestation classes with me, you know that that's not the way. That's just not, I don't feel that that's effective. And so it's more than that. It's also about listening to the messages that come through and taking the action that you're hearing come to you. So it's like if you get a bunch of messages about, ooh, do this or launch this or go back to school, listen to that. Your growth period for the first quarter is initiation. Okay, so this could be that exact thing, your divinely guided chance. It's about initiating that divinely guided chance. And so you're definitely going to be starting something new. This almost looks like the Fool. Like it has the Fool energy of setting off on a new journey. So just, do it because it is being divinely guided. And in your love life, I'm just going to briefly touch on it. If you want the whole thing, then sign up for my newsletter so you can get the full reading. But we have 7 of Wands. Okay, again, same thing. So it looks like this clarity on either you revealing yourself to be the right fit for someone else is going to happen in the first quarter, or you finding the correct person who kind of illuminates themselves is going to step forward and make themselves clear. If you're already coupled, then this is something where you're going to I'm kind of getting the message that it's like overcoming challenges. So any struggles, any headbutting, any bickering, it's really you're going to see a huge wave of resolution in the first quarter of the year. It looks like you kind of are able to rise above the challenges and just kind of move forward after you after it's kind of like you have to purge through that communication space. And then once that clarity is there, you can keep moving forward. Quarter number 2, we have pay yourself first. So this is, about saving. Like you really, even if it seems insignificant or why am I going to bother saving $5? It's about the energetic principle of saving. It's not about how much or the quantity. It's about, are you doing it at all? Because when you're saying, hey, I value myself, I care for myself, I'm just going to put like my pocket change away, even if it's something insignificant, or it can be like 10% of every paycheck, whatever it is that you can make happen, it's going to count. Okay. So just please save for your future, because then it's going to, turn on the abundance flow, because you're giving the money and the abundance a purpose. Okay, and we have strength. So perseverance, clarity, working on root chakra relationships. So parental relationships with your children, those are going to be coming up big time in the second quarter. And so, it's pretty straightforward. I'm not getting any other messages right now for this. It's just about working on your root. And let's see what's coming up in your love life. Queen of Chalices. Okay, so same thing, sitting right next to each other. And so what I'm getting here is that in your romantic relationships, whether you're dating or already coupled, it's going to apply the same way. This is where you really start to see the integration of your emotions. If you think about it like your heart and your brain, your intuition, your earth body, all of those things are kind of going to start coming to the surface. Like, which one are you going to follow? If you have 7 different ways that you could handle the situation, kind of try to pinpoint which one is jumping to the forefront, like which type of resolution is resonating most. What is, in a gut instinct? What is your intuition? It's about deciphering all of this and having healthy integration into your relationships. Because if this is out of balance in your relationships, then there can be negative consequences of that. And by that, I just mean arguing or not seeing eye to eye, not being able to problem solve with each other, etc. Your third quarter, obstacles and blocks are lifted. So if you've been waiting for something to work out, look for the third quarter. Look for, like, if you're in the northern hemisphere, this is going to be like late summer, early fall. And this is all about, the first thing is you need to trust that things are going to work out. Otherwise, you're going to push away or create more blocks. So it's all about, keeping the faith because you are being supported, and trusting that even if it doesn't look exactly how you wanted it to, or if something isn't going through, then it's probably you're dodging a bullet and you might not be able to see it. So if you're like, I really need this new job and you don't get it, count it as a blessing. And I truly mean that. Just you're going to have to honor the fact that divine timing is at work with this, and just do your part to keep the faith and trust that the principle of this or something better is true for you. Your growth period is intuitive and psychic prowess. Again, so this is more about your ability to manifest, your ability to really have, how do I articulate this? Being able to use your intuition for the purpose of manifestation, as well as recognizing where the blocks are coming from, where they need to be lifted, what is your role in them on an energetic level, and then moving forward from there. In your love life, we have Knave of Pentacles. So this just looks like having a good time. Honestly, this isn't a very intense card in this deck. It just looks like you're enjoying each other. You have, if you're dating, you're having a good time dating. If you're coupled, then it's just a, the connection is easy and effortless and reignited. So it just looks easy. This one, for some of you, might be a little bit more intense. So you're probably going to be confronting a lot more of the emotional traumas that you've had to deal with, or old patterns and cycles. It's kind of like there's going to be some evaluation here, and you're going to have to do a lot of navigating. This looks easy. So that's where the contrast is coming in. In money for the final quarter, we have abundance mindset. Again, this is, if you think of your abundance as something that happens in your future, then it will always be one day away from you. So it's about saying, kind of in command form, like I already have this abundance. I already have infinite opportunities, infinite potential partners, infinite soulmates. It's about kind of spreading that into all areas of your life and being conscious of what tense you're using. Look out for the one days, once I haves, once this is fixed, or once the kids are out of the house, or once I have this new job. That's going to push the manifestations away. So make sure that you are taking that mindset of look at how much I have, and then allowing that to magnify. Your growth period, we have BU. Okay, so this is just being your authentic self, trusting that you're going to be received in the right ways, and just not, it's like, don't let out anyone come into your space and tell you what should be and how you should do things. It really is about trusting yourself. And then we have Five of Swords. I really like, especially in this card, I like this Five of Swords, and I'll tell you why. Depending on the deck, there's a whole bunch of different levels of imagery, but in this one, it's kind of like that moment after you walk away from a conflict. Like after you walk away from a really big, transition, or, maybe you weren't seeing eye to eye with somebody, with your partner, or you've been struggling with something yourself. It's kind of like the dust has settled, things are calmed down, and you're ready to move forward. Because in tarot, the Six of Swords is about the period when you move on, when you fully move forward. Whether or not that is, moving forward from a relationship, or moving forward from, an old behavior that isn't serving you, or from some emotional baggage that you've kind of been lugging around for a long time, you're moving on, and it's going to have a positive effect in your love relationships. Go ahead, pick a card, or you can just pick the best one after I pull them, whatever you want. Card number 1, the Moon. So a little bit of confusion. It looks like you're not going to have the full level of clarity that you want, and that's okay. You're just going to have to roll with it. Turn to your Pisces friends as well. It looks like they're going to be able to kind of help you navigate in the dark. That's the other thing that's coming up really strong, is just the Pisces friends are actually going to be really helpful for you this year. Card 2, Two of Pentacles, making a decision. A little bit of indecisive energy is coming off of this card as well. It's less about a pro and a cons list, and just more of an inability to commit to, yes or no, this person, that person, this job, that job, and kind of getting stuck in decision making. So if you got this card, it might be something where you'll want to recruit people who you trust and who have your best interest in mind to help you problem solve and at least hold space for you to make a decision. Card number 3, we have 8 of Swords. So this is you kind of being your own worst enemy, because look at this. It's not actually a cage. You're not actually bound. You can just stand up and walk around at any point. So be on the lookout for negative thought forms that are kind of making you be really hard on yourself, or if you feel the need to shut down, really explore the feelings that are coming up for you. Okay, now what I'd like to announce to all of you is that if you are interested in getting your cards read, so like a full spread, I am now offering those for purchase, which I'm super stoked about. They just, I put them up on my website, so the link is in the description box. So now you have 3 ways to work with me. You can do one-on-one sessions on Zoom or over the phone. You can do a spread, which I have 4 options right now. Depending on how this goes, I might offer more, but it comes with photos, a voice recording, and for all of you who make a purchase between now and the end of January, I'm going to be offering, just as a surprise, an oracle or angel card included with an interpretation and extra messages for free. So that's the extra bonus that I'm adding since I'm just launching these. So if you're interested, and again, it's not going to be a video since these files are too big, but if you're interested, go check those out, because I have some love spreads that you can get for like whether you're coupled or looking for a partner. I have Celtic Cross. You get to choose your time period, all sorts of good stuff. So go check that out. You can still do single question readings with me for $10 a piece. And don't forget to follow me on Facebook and Instagram. And then one more time, I know I've already said it like 3 times. If you want the 2018 love reading, sign up for my newsletter. And have a wonderful year, Gemini. Thank you so much for everything. I will see you next time.